Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning. I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Zane Riley. How are you doing today?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen,
I get no special intro.
No,
you burble half of your own intro.
Oh, I'm sorry. My car broke down today and my transmission couldn't work, so we had to reschedule the podcast. Wait, that's you.
I'm 100% sure it's still leaking. I think I just paid $2,000 for nothing.
Okay, well, good. Well, nice to know we could reschedule this podcast in time, especially with our non-wrestling fan for today, comedian, fellow podcaster, Brian O'Neill. Brian, how are we doing today?
Doing all right, man. Can't complain. Good. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you came along for the ride. Kind of before we jump into the discussion of what we will be discussing today, is usually I like to get some background on our non-wrestling fans' background exposure to professional wrestling. Do you have any sort of stories or times that you were a fan, or what is your limited exposure to professional wrestling?
All right, so it was the 90s, and I think it was the time of WCW Nitro, WWE, WW. I think they merged or something like that.
WWW,
all the different W's,
There was World Wide Web.
Yeah. So things started out. I mean, I remember as a kid, I got like the Hulk, Hulkamania type like toy or something like that, and then as I got older,
you find out he's a racist, and you realize the errors of your race.
Bet you want to get that toy today,
right? Yeah. And so as I got older, I got around like some friends, and they were all into it. So it was like I wanted to be like
racism or pro wrestling.
They were into pro wrestling.
Okay,
back then I had all black friends. Like I didn't have any white friends, so it was all black friends, and we were all into wrestling, and we would like practice moves on each other. So
who was everybody's favorite wrestler?
I think my favorite was Sting.
Okay.
And I think a lot of my friends, like, they were DX fans. Like, they like X-Pac and Triple H and Badass Billy Gunn, Road Dogg. I think I named, like, most of them. None of us wanted to be China, surprisingly. But, yeah, like, it was kind of
white guys, but no women.
Yeah.
Maybe on the down low. Maybe,
like, now, like, like, I should probably, like, check their Facebooks now to see. Like, I was like, oh, okay, like, Norman is now Norma Jean. Like, okay. That's,
she's super jacked all of a sudden.
Be who you're gonna be. But yeah, that was mostly that, and just like Stone Cold, like the typical, everything that was on TV. Like I never got into like necessarily like backyard or underground type wrestling or anything like that. But I don't know. I can't remember when, but at some point all that like kind of fizzled out for me, and I just started playing and watching basketball. That became like my life for like the longest. So. Okay. That's kind of my background as far as wrestling. I did go to one show in Charlottesville, Virginia, where I'm from. It was at the John Paul Jones Arena. And this was like after I had stopped watching it and went back into watching it for like one time because someone gave me tickets. And I don't know if it was like Kurt Angle was in it, but it was like really like cheesy characters that there were like a bunch of characters that I don't know, they got straight A's or something. Like, they were, like, the nerd crew. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
You mean the wrestlers or the people you
were
hanging
out with?
Because I can't attest to the people you were hanging out with at that time.
The wrestlers. Like, it was, like a nerd crew. And then it was, like, a guy that bit into an apple and spit at you.
That's Carlito.
Okay, and then...
Of course you would remember him. You got a very similar haircut to him. So, of course you would...
Like, you stick your finger in
that guy looks like me. So, yeah, okay, I remember him.
I remember that, and then I also remember... At the very end, Hulk did come, and I don't know if he was Hollywood Hulk or something, and he did something. He's very, like, I don't know, like 80 years old, and he's doing stuff. And then there was reports that after every show, he has to go to the nearest hospital to get his knees, like, shot up with some kind of stuff. So,
Love it.
I don't know. So, yeah, that's my history with wrestling.
But was it, like, why do you think it was such a fad? Because you're probably like the second or third person we've had on, and like, oh, I was into it for 2 years, and then all of a sudden I just turned 16, and I was like, no, thank you.
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. It was just a thing. It was just a thing me and my friends were doing, and like this is before the pre-hardcore internet times, and we weren't and we were like poorish, so we didn't have access to internet. If it did, it was dial up. So it was like, you know, everything was just, that was just like the entertainment at that time for us. And I guess like, I don't know, once we started getting into other stuff, like was also like, can you say whatever on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, so once we found out about pussy and shit, like I just kind of like that kind of like guided like our lives, at least for me. Like it was just like, all right, well, I'll do whatever it takes. Like I'll basketball team, okay, and like, you know, like that. So I get a job, like I don't know. So you know, wrestling at that time didn't attract a lot of pussy, so it was like.
Still doesn't really.
No, it doesn't.
Pussy game weak AF.
I remember going to my first day of wrestling school, and I'm like, oh man, this girl that doesn't like me right now, she's gonna really regret it when I become a wrestling superstar.
Wrestler, yeah.
No, don't give a fuck. I think she ended up working for the Obama campaign, so she was closer to a celebrity than ever.
Yeah.
So fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just always curious how.
So pussy.
No,
next time someone's like, I got out of it when I was kind of young. Was it
the
pussy?
Power of women, like it's just, it really. I mean, it's guided my steps for a long time in life. I was like, I probably should go to college because women are there, and luckily I got degrees
and they're
out of the deal. But it was just like,
now I got all this student loan and no pussy.
Right? Yeah.
And at that time it was like, I'm not going to get a girl for liking pro wrestling because it is portraying women very poorly at this time.
Yeah, it really
they are treating them as objects. So there's no way that I'm going to find a female that's like, I really love wrestling because I love being treated like garbage.
Yeah,
but then that may be the type of girls you're looking for. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that brings us back around to that. So. More you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. Or the less you want to know, especially about today's topic. What we are discussing today is a DVD release that was actually on the High Spots website for a very long time.
Wow. Because somebody fucking bought it.
What year was that based in?
2000.
2000.
2000?
2000.
Okay,
And we are discussing ACW Wrestling's Wildest Matches. And I remember this being on the High Spots website back when I was just a customer of highspots.com, which High Spots is a wrestling merchandise company that I work for, Brian. Okay. So I might as well clue him in.
Yeah. I'm
throwing that
out the loop.
I'm throwing that name out there. It's a company that I work for, and I remember it sitting on the website like for years, and then even when I was working there, it was probably up on the website. We still had like 2 or 3 copies of this particular DVD until like 2007. Yeah. And just nobody ever ordered it.
Until Jeff Valentine came through and bought all of his own DVDs.
Yeah, and I just remember Terry Funk being on it, and I always remember looking at it and being like, what the fuck is on this thing? And it wasn't until like we were struggling to figure out what we were going to discuss next, and I wanted something unique and interesting, and I found a copy of this in like the wrestling school video library, and I'm just like, I remember this piece of shit. Like, it's on. What the fuck is on it? And boy, did we discover a gem in professional wrestling.
We found something.
We definitely found a dark corner in professional wrestling is what we found. Basically,
so what I watched wasn't normal.
No.
Okay. All right. That's what I was wondering when I was watching.
Was it normal? It wasn't necessarily good.
I didn't give you WrestleMania 17 to watch. Okay. Like,
that is not how shit is today.
No,
okay.
No. This is a very weird time in professional wrestling.
This is not where your beloved sport of 16 went.
No,
to the whole world.
I'm not going to give you a good wrestling show to watch. I wanted to give you the weirdest one to watch.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to swing.
So that's not the type of stuff that you do currently.
No, I don't.
People on our shows do that,
yes.
but we do not.
Yes.
Because when I was watching, I was like, "Geez, like that seems really painful." Like I don't know, like the stuff that was happening and like.
Well, and also too, like some of it. Let's just say that Freddie Valentine is not very technically proficient either.
Freddie Valentine.
Jeff.
Okay. I don't know why the Jeff Valentine. It sounds a lot worse than Freddie Valentine.
It makes a difference. But as we were discussing before, this really should be called the best of Freddie Valentine because Freddie Valentine is in every one of these matches.
Not even maybe the best, because that'd be real bad if this was his best stuff. It'd just be called shit that Freddie Valentine did in 2000.
No, I totally think he refers to this as the best of.
Oh, yeah.
This is for sure.
I assume this is his company.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, it would have to be, right? Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
There's not a man giving you money to do all this at his place.
I don't know. There might be some money mark behind. I was like, you know what? I really like Freddie Valentine, and I want to give him a platform for his wrestling, or at least his brand of wrestling, which is unique to say the least.
Sure.
It's like this highlight tape there.
But,
put his mixtape out there for everybody.
But I had to do a little bit more digging about this guy, because this actual release is listed on IMDb.
What?
And let me tell you why it is.
Published for real.
Freddie Valentine is also known as Fred Olin Ray, who
sounds like a serial killer.
Well, he's a softcore porn director.
Yeah, there we go. Never mind. We're back in. Now I know how this works out.
He has directed, and I don't mean to just limit his career. He's done softcore and actual film releases, and actually, as an award,
like actual hardcore.
No, he does hardcore wrestling. He does softcore
porn, but also releases normal videos.
Yes, he's actually won an award at film festivals for best director, best movie. He's actually
at the ACW Film Festival.
Yes. Well, I don't know if he ran this film festival or not. He seems like the type to run his own film festival.
I'm a judge it and everything.
But he has directed over 153 titles between the years of 1971 to 2008.
71?
Yes. So he's old as shit.
Wait a minute. When was he born?
That's a good fucking question, but that's what IMDb lists
from
1971 to 2008.
From his conception until...
What, do you think these are the prime athletic years of Freddie Valentine?
I don't know. He doesn't seem that old to be in his prime in 70 and still fizzling out 29 years later.
What do you think that Mondo Guerrero was like, oh, I'm going to wrestle this young buck and get him over? Or was
that's a money thing.
Or was he like, hey, this guy's old as shit like me. He doesn't want to bump around either. But like I said, Fred has a very long list of wonderful titles that you've probably seen on Cinemax, such as Bikini Roundup.
Crank to it.
Bikini Chain Gang.
Crank to it.
Ghost in the Teeny Bikini. Bikini Pirates. Girls from Bikini.
Wait,
and
just from Bikini?
Yes. Well, Bikini as in like Bikini.
Yeah, but they came from it? Like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yes. And Bikini Royale.
So these are all the things I jerked off to when I was a kid, and
yes.
I would turn the volume down so my mom couldn't hear and just put the captions on because I like to read along.
If you have Cinemax, chances are you have seen some of the directorial work of Freddie Ray, otherwise known as Nicholas Medina, which is his softcore porn directing name. So.
Had your finger on the last button so you could take it back to the channel in case they walked in on you?
Yeah, I used to always hit that callback thing.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Make sure someone good one,
Yeah, and then just pretend like you're asleep. Yeah.
Like, oh,
it's funny we all had the same move. Like,
you fall asleep with toilet paper and lotion.
There was no Reddit to say hey guys, this is how you watch porn so that your parents don't know. Like we all just knew.
And assumptions, yeah.
Well, see, I was a grown ass man when this came out. I just recorded. I would just record it blatantly on my DVR.
I start jacking it.
I just leave it there, just jack it in my living room because nobody else is here.
Because I live alone, goddammit.
This is a goddamn hot scene between Rebecca Love and Evan Stone. I'm enjoying every bit of this. I'm enjoying this. Nice job, Freddie. So
we should go and do one of his movies instead of his wrestling.
Well, he's got kind of a new theme now. Instead of bikinis, he has actually two of the last three movies that he's directed have the word fiance in it, and they're usually Lifetime movies, like Framed by My Fiance and Fiance Killer. So he's moved on to a different genre.
Yeah.
He's
on like the ID or the ID channel or whatever, the investigation channels.
Yeah, I just like how he's evolved. You know, you find this girl in a bikini, you make her your fiance, and then shit goes awry. Like he's evolving as an artist.
He's got sagas.
Yeah.
He's probably using a lot of the same actresses. Like, oh, I got a girl that can do that.
Yeah.
It's the same girl, like an age like.
She's aged like shit. Just bring her on in.
But I like how before he got to the softcore Cinemax directorial stuff, he was doing pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like he knows
it's natural progression.
He knows how to switch through life so well.
Guy wants to be involved in entertainment and just hitting all avenues.
A true Renaissance man after my own heart.
Yeah, I can get behind it.
Definitely respect that.
All the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
The hustle and the flow.
Exactly.
Whoop that trick.
Speaking of musical interludes, we have an intro that contains actually some famous people in this little montage that happens before we get into the full match action, and you get to see like the Ballad Brothers, cheerleader Melissa, Samoa Joe, and none of them are actually on this release.
That's all. That's like, oh, this might be a real cool show. This might be real neat.
Yeah.
The venue looks real sweet when they kind of get in there.
Well, you know what that venue is?
Is that the old PWG building?
That is the legendary American Legion Hall in Reseda, North Carolina.
California,
where PWG has historically run for the last, almost decade now.
They have one more show there, two more shows.
Yeah, they might be done, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they stand as of right now. But yeah, that's also the building that they used to film an episode of Glow in. Yeah. So this is a very historic wrestling building.
And it all started right here.
This was the guy. This Freddie Valentine might have been the guy that walked up to Legion Larry and was like, hey.
He was just called Larry at the time.
He was just Larry at the time. Back when Larry was a spry young individual, because that was like 18 years ago. Larry might have been doing like 1,000 push-ups at that time.
During the show.
Like crazy Angelo Poffo doing squats repeatedly during the broadcast. But match number 1 took place on June 2nd, the year of our Lord 2000, between Freddie Valentine versus Mondo Guerrero in a loser leave town match.
Loser leaves for the evening.
It is a barbed wire match. So, what were your thoughts on seeing a barbed wire match? Have you ever seen a barbed wire match before, Brian?
I've never seen a barbed wire match before, and as soon as I was watching this, I was like, how much are they getting paid to like do shit like this to themselves? And then I was like, it's probably not that much.
Oh, probably not.
And I don't know, it brought back flashbacks. I was raised in the country, so like I remember like trying to like sneak into like a cow field and getting my head stuck on barbed wire. Yeah. So it brought back some traumatic experiences. But other than that, I was like, just surprised that people willingly sign up for these things, like and participate in. And then there's people around cheering for this, and I guess I was trying to piece together what would bring all this together, and it just has to be that life is just so fucking boring that we have to do things like this to like keep ourselves from killing ourselves.
Okay.
Man, that's deep.
Deep as shit. Found the unifying properties of the barbed wire match.
When you say it that way, fucking right.
But yeah, like I grew up in the country as well, so I always had a healthy fear of barbed wire fences.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Electrical fences.
Exactly, electrical ones.
Oh god, I remember when I was a kid and I touched an electrical fence, and I remember going like jerking up real fast, like getting stiff.
Yeah.
And I was able to let go like at the last second, and I remember somebody telling me like, "Oh, well, you just made your heart skip a beat. You're gonna die now."
No.
And that's actually one of my earliest memories is somebody telling me that I'm going to die, and I remember hiding in my friend's treehouse as if I was a dog going off to
just die, not letting anyone see.
Like I said, one of the earliest memories of my life, and you wonder why.
It was gonna be the last one.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be the same as my last one. So
I grabbed the electric wiring of a buffalo enclosement.
Jesus.
No shit. I was real young with the Boy Scouts, and like they had it was like Kings Mountain Battleground.
Okay.
And they just had some buffalo they kind of kept in a pen. Somebody threw some gum on it, and because we was like it's electrical, and someone threw some gum on it. Like, I don't think it is. Like, it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything to that gum. There's no noise or anything.
But didn't young Zane Riley, hadn't he seen Tango and Cash and realized because it wasn't touching
Zane Riley
the ground?
thought it'd be a real good idea to grab that fucking that wire just to check it out.
Come on, wasn't Tango and Cash one of the movies that you turn the volume all the way down?
Yeah. I expected the Jurassic Park moment where when it kicked in, I would just shoot back 20 feet. But really, electrified myself for a good second. Fell to the ground, started crying. That's how that worked out.
I feel left out now because I never touched it because they told me not to.
What you doing after this one? We're not far from the country. We can go find us some electrical wires.
Yeah, we just gotta travel like 20 miles. We'll be in Mooresville
somewhere.
We can go 77 in a couple minutes. We'll grab some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys. Let's go grab things in the woods.
Come on, do it for the Instagram.
I feel weird now as an adult doing it.
Yeah. I feel like I should know better because I do.
Yeah.
Especially
sober. Like,
sober after two people told their experiences and how they cried.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're openly admitting that as grown men.
Right.
Yeah,
On a podcast that we put out there to people to tell them how stupid we are.
Yeah.
But, Zane, what are your thoughts on the match?
Thank God it's over. It was like the weirdest. Like at one point, like first off, I don't understand why they're just chain wrestling so much, and then like breaking holds on the ropes when the ropes are barbed wire.
Yeah, and you're trying to avoid
the
barbed wire.
And then there's like a bunch of that and like rest holds, and one guy in the crowd goes, "Quit monkey loving." And that was like, yep, quit monkey loving.
Well, that's the thing too. They also have like live commentary.
Yeah.
And there's even discussion when they had the flipping pile driver. The commentator's like, I don't know who got the worst of that.
Oh yeah.
Because it was done so shittily.
Yes.
Like you really couldn't tell, was that an offensive maneuver or a defensive
Did
maneuver?
they just pass out on him?
Yeah.
This whole thing is riddled with weird DDT variations.
Oh yeah. Well, this is like the year 2000.
Yeah.
They're coming off the early 90s. The I Don't Know DDT, very legendary in independent wrestling at this time.
I know all of my created characters on the THQ games. All of their moves were DDTs.
And of course, we have a ref bump where the ref is trapped, quote unquote, in the corner and then is punched. And Freddie uses a foreign object into the nuts. I think into the nuts, either that or like the foreign object was a suppository.
And just right in the bum.
I don't know what was going on.
There was a whole bunch of ref bumps, a whole bunch of weird ref stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And then afterwards, like Freddie no-sold like a Stone Cold Stunner.
No, he didn't sell shit.
No.
Ever.
Well, this
sounds like somebody beats you up and you actually register like you got beat up. He's always just jumping right the fuck up. I mean, shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that took you out of the illusion that was being created, Brian.
It made it not real to you anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the as a casual consumer, I don't know like the the behind the scenes work that's supposed to happen. So like,
well, usually when you punch somebody,
supposed to
they flail around and stay down on the ground and register that you punched them. Well, this motherfucker got hit with something real huge, then just stood right back up like shit didn't go down. Like that shit was fake. Like, I mean, because it is. But you're supposed to pretend it's not.
right.
This motherfucker was not pretending shit.
Nope. It was not.
Not at all.
Anything else we can say about this match before we move on? All right. Well, we're almost 25% of the way through this.
Yeah,
right,
we're going to talk about wires again.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about more shit we can touch later.
Don't worry. We'll bring that back around.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, we do, don't we?
Exactly. But we got match number 2, Freddie Valentine versus Craze. A match from July 28th, year 2000, in a Japanese suicide match.
First off, why is his fucking name not Crazy?
Yeah, it's just Craze.
Yeah, Crayz.
Craze.
Why didn't it Cray-Z? I'm mad as fuck about that, and I've been hot about it since
He's Cray. Oh, like he's Cray.
Like he's
Cray.
Craze.
But yeah, but like Cray hadn't become. Like
No,
a,
just like it's still crazy.
Craze was a thing for a second.
It's just spelled
though.
weird.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, Crazy.
It could be. But like, not necessarily the emphasis on the Cray part. Just that why isn't it?
Wait.
Why is it Craze?
How is it spelled?
Crayz.
They just take the Z and they put it at the end as opposed to being in the middle.
So then why they're calling it Craze? But why wouldn't it be Crazy?
Because that's crazy.
That
Spell
was
your name that way.
I don't have no idea. Awful. That threw me the entire time. That guy, though, probably the best wrestler on this fucking show.
Yeah, I would say so, and I see why they put the belt on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Japanese suicide match. Should this be taking place in the Japanese suicide forest?
Or like the supermarket,
Yeah.
as we learned from a former episode.
So I guess that makes the ring announcer like Logan Paul's
I was about to say
like,
so, but if we went to the suicide forest, we'd probably get some heat on YouTube.
Yo, that guy just came. Someone just came to Charlotte. Like either him or his brother. He got a brother named Jake Paul or something.
Yeah. So he also a YouTube dude, or
I guess so. It was a bunch of teenagers like wanting to like see. I don't know if he does music, but I was going to like a comedy battle, and I was like, oh shit, like that's the guy that went to like a Japanese
Logan Paul's
thing and.
Yeah. Man, that's how far he's climbed down.
He's like, that's all it knows for. Yeah.
Hanging out to the Comedy Zone in Charlotte.
I'll probably be opening up for him soon. Yeah. So, all right.
It's all about those followers, man.
He's got a pretty good number of them, even after all of them left.
He's still got
more than you do, buddy.
That's true.
The old Dick Biggins.
Exactly. I've only got 50 people to see that clip. I basically showed my dick on YouTube, and only 50 people have fucking watched it.
You show a couple dead bodies on there, you might get over.
I can't talk shit about nobody at a YouTube star.
It's hard to compete on the internet these days, man. They're doing some wild shit. So,
everybody's negative as shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Apparently just showing your dick anymore.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
Dicks are cheap, man. They're like bananas.
Dicks are a dime a dozen these days.
And as we learned from Day of the Warrior, they get actual tits on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
you can.
You can't. You can just put
get a good jack session on the YouTube.
You really could. If I was a teen, I'd just jack the Instagram.
Yeah, man, it'd work out. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I do that as a grown man.
Yeah, right. You can get on some good streams.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck your beauty standards. That's one of the best.
Yeah.
All sorts of chunky women. All sorts of my wheelhouse.
So yeah.
What are we talking about?
Second match there.
We're halfway done with this show. We might as well
we
might as well go off on all the tangents we can.
Speaking of gussing up things with filters and stuff like that, they also put in sound effects for the punches.
Okay, I thought they did, and then
they totally did.
Maybe
they totally did.
Okay,
totally did.
Starts throwing in some thwacks here and there.
Mm-hmm. And us too, we see like this is a glaring example that Freddie doesn't know how to bump. Like he just takes like a weird landing thing on his butt. Yeah. It's supposed to like land on your back like you're supposed to.
Like a real man.
Like a trained wrestler's supposed to.
Like a pro or a semi-pro or just a person that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it just I don't even know where to begin. And then of course like Freddie loses with his foot was on the ropes. He does like a baby face finish, but yet he's a heel.
But also assume that there's not a rope break since it's a suicide match.
I don't fucking know.
So a suicide match means
no idea. I've never heard a match called that before.
Don't
happened one time in 2000.
There's nothing in the wrestling vocabulary.
Not in the rule book. Not in the NWA guidelines. Nothing. No. Man.
Not even the AWA guidelines.
I don't even know what the fuck was so suicidal about this, other than sometimes the things in the corners worked and sometimes it didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't know too much to say about this one.
Yeah.
We can move right along.
Had a real neat chair spot where they were just like battle, duck, and then he got the chair shot, like the cray. Got hit with the chair. That was a neat little exchange. But other than that, I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
Oh, and then when they did blow up one of the things in the corner, it caught on fire.
Yeah.
And that guy had to run over and put it out with a broom. Broom's not my first firefighting instrument, but it worked.
That doesn't seem like the first thing to grab, but
But see, that's the crazy
bottle of gasoline, broom, fire extinguisher.
That's the crazy.
Get the broom.
That's the crazy thing about this whole release. This all takes place at the American Legion Hall in Reseda, California. And like Legion Larry is notorious for bitching about things going on at PWG. And that's just like regular wrestling for the most part, maybe dives to the outside.
Maybe Larry didn't work there at the time. Maybe Larry went in charge. Maybe there was like a Legion Lenny. And Lenny was like, I don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
Fucking burn this place to goddamn ground. I don't care.
Please, this place is going to get torn down by condos in about a decade or so. Just go right ahead.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, like, as picky as he is about, like, PWG and the way that they do things, I can't imagine him just being like, yeah, go ahead. Just blow shit up in the fucking, out in the hall. Go right ahead. I don't give a shit.
He just saw Excalibur and Chucky T wrestle one day, and he's like, that ain't how they did it back in 2000, man.
I know. Like,
I don't agree with it. Y'all are killing the business.
Like, seriously, how was wrestling allowed back in this building? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of laws were broken.
Definitely laws.
Like,
sure, you can't do most of that stuff indoors.
Yeah. Mostly against humanity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So, well, we cut right to November 17th, year 2000.
Really running through this year.
Yes, we are. We're burning.
February to November. There was nothing good in between.
Nothing. He couldn't get a date in the building.
Yeah,
couldn't
get a date
in the building. Probably that's how to be. It was.
Ran out of money. He had to
Random shot of woman's boobs.
Good.
Right off the bat.
Yeah,
So
nice.
She was a real MVP.
which I think she is Vanessa Harding, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll write that down.
You
She in the soft course?
That sounds like a soft name.
Go ahead,
soft
check
name.
right now.
She's definitely on Pornhub. I would
The
definitely.
name Harding just stands out.
You don't get that with birth.
She's done a lot of like apartment wrestling type stuff, but a little bit more updated. So you might want to check that out. So, but I think she's the valet for Freddie Valentine.
Yeah.
For all these matches, and including this upcoming match number 3, Freddie Valentine taking on Cincinnati Red in a barbed wire exploding tables match.
Yeah, I remember this one for sure. I remember like
this one affected your life.
Yeah,
this one for sure.
Yes.
What do you remember about it so vividly?
Man, it was like was it like a wooden? It looked like a wooden panel that had barbed wire, and it was like coiled on the front of it or something like that. And it was multiples, right? And I just remember people going into it, and then it sparkling, and I'm not sure if it was. I don't know, man. Like I was just like, wow, this is really interesting. Like I probably would have never watched this if you would send it to me. Like I wouldn't have been able to find it. You know what I mean?
You
like,
wouldn't have had this joy.
Yeah, I was just like, because I'm watching it, and then like, you know, my girl's like, what the fuck are you watching? I was like, it's like I'm going on a podcast and he wants me to watch it. It's just like,
all right, let me turn the volume down. And like I fell asleep to it.
Yeah, but I mean, man, it was just again I kept like thinking, because I'm just so outside of everything. I'm just like, I don't see why someone would go through this. Like I don't know, like it has to be for the love of the sport or something. I don't know.
Sacrifice.
I don't know. It just seems like unnecessary abuse, but you know,
we do it for the fans. People paid their hard-earned money out there. I don't know why I assumed that everybody that's a wrestling fan sounds like a wrestling fan from Kings Mountain. But like,
no, they're a good sample size.
Yeah, that's about right. I assume these jabrones out in California sound the exact same.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of debating over that. I wrote my notes here that I wonder if Freddie is inviting like people that work on his movies to come out and watch, because it's very similar to a situation that came up in my life where when I wrestled in Wilmington, North Carolina, back when there was a lot of filming going on in Wilmington. And Scotty Slade, I believe the guy's name was, but he was at OVW for a short period of time, but he was now a production assistant on a show in Wilmington, North Carolina, and he invited the entire crew to come see his wrestling show at this armory, and it packed the armory. There was like 300 people there, including
the cast of One Tree Hill.
James Vanderbeek was there.
Yeah, Dawson.
Wearing cat makeup.
Yep, that makes sense.
In the middle of July. Don't fucking know why he had whiskers and a little cat on. I don't fucking know, but he was there in the crowd, sitting like a normal human being with fucking cat makeup on.
He wasn't sitting like a cat.
No, he was sitting there, and he had his friend who was also had his face painted as a cat. I don't think it was Pacey, but I could be mistaken because his face was painted as a fucking cat.
Maybe they're like, we got to be discreet. We can't have like a riot on our hands at this place.
This is the show One Tree Hill.
It was Dawson's Creek.
I think One Tree Hill was filming at that time.
So. For everyone listening, if you can't tell, I'm black and I've never heard of any of this shit. So just want to. I've heard of the names, but I've never watched any of it.
I was going to say, there was more recognition when I said high spots than One Tree Hill. So,
all you white bitches that thought this was real rad, and then they're really upset that I don't know what Dawson is. Well, fuck off.
I'll never look at James Vanderbeek the same after he did that Power Rangers mock-up movie that they did. Did you ever see that? It was like a darker version of the Power Rangers where the Black Ranger was... Version. Yeah, it was like this little short that was like maybe 10 minutes long, and they basically like showed clips of like the Black Ranger doing like coke and like massive fight. And, like,
was he still black? Like underneath?
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Have the black guy be the Black Ranger doing drugs. Like, all right.
Yeah, and then there's like a super dark version where like James Vanderbeek was like interrogating like Pink Ranger because she was trying to protect the Green Ranger for something, and then like some of them like died. It was like real fucking creepy. It's a cool thing. It's a cool short if you want to check it out.
You know what was crazy about that shit though? Like when I was watching Power Rangers and I grew up, I was like, yo, the dude was black and he like was dancing all the time. Like he was like break dancing and like he would like do these little moves and shit. I was like, it's fucked up.
Trini was the Yellow Ranger. She was
the Asian was the Yellow Ranger.
She did all the over-exaggerated hand karate moves.
Well, I think that stuff was filmed for like another TV show, so they probably bought because they bought the rights to that, and then like we have to recast the American.
I thought all the Japanese, all the fighting stuff was already
all
done
the fighting
in
was done in Japan. Yeah,
yeah. They were just like, oh, now we just let's just get some American kids.
Yeah,
to the story,
do the story.
So they had to have seen like the Black Ranger move around and dance. Like, oh, he has to be black.
I would hope that.
They reverse injured. They retconned it basically. Yeah. That's what they did.
I would hope that they were like, oh, like, it was still Japanese people that like cast it. It's like, oh, black people dance. What about this Yellow Ranger? Oh, come on. My little girl's going in there. Come on. Pink girl. Blue boy.
Well, speaking of things that make too much sense, Freddie just, suplexes his opponent, punches the ref, and then goes down for the count and be like, why isn't nobody counting?
That is not his only go-to in that year.
Like, that's all he knows, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that's like a thing that he just does, and it's glaring here. So, any other thoughts about this match with Cincinnati Red, other than the fact that you can see that he's wearing Walmart boxer shorts and they're peeking out of the top of his underwear, out of the top of his tights? So, anything else?
No more.
All right, let's move on to match number 4, which is dated as November 17th, year 2000. Same date as the last match, but highly doubt that that's actually the case. So, believe it or not, that there was a technical error or graphic error on there, especially since there's
I don't buy it.
Especially since there's a misspelling on the back cover as well. So, which if I caught it, that's bad because I have spelling errors all the time. Match number 4 is with Freddie Valentine and
Cincinnati Red.
Nope, Shane 54
in
a Electrified fence match. We bring it back around to Electric Fence. Electric Fence match where they were just like, we'll fix it in post. So,
well, at one point they do show that it is actually somewhat electrified because that's how they set the thing on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is like those haunted trail style electric fences that just make the corny noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what that.
But
was.
I think they put that in post. I don't think that was for a live crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought like
that was
some of them he would hit each one and like their motion activated. I thought that was kind of like when they moved, they would make the real corny crackling noise because it was like a prop and not a real thing.
No, I don't think they're like the top flight organization known as
that
TNA Wrestling, where they pipe it in over the live audience. I don't think they did anything.
Do they make like audience members sign waivers before they go in, or
no? Well, if it's all fake, you probably don't have to.
I don't fucking know.
They give them all get out the way. And our responsibility if you get hurt speech at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, Revolver, they definitely show a video.
Kind of like at baseball, it's like, hey, pay attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Foul ball.
That bitch still sued the Boston Red Sox, though.
That's crazy.
She just sued him like the other day.
Go to a baseball game, like baseball's going to be happening. Like
the last 2 baseball games I've seen, one person got line drive to open chest. Like just, and it bounced, like it hits them in the chest, and then like flies like 10 rows in front of the person. Like she didn't get the ball. We knocked the fuck out of her. And then the second one I went to, like this last one I went to, it was like an 11 a.m. game. Mm-hmm. And all my buddies were going to get out of work to go. It's like, fuck it, I'll leave work. I don't give a shit. Turns out it was also education day, which means like all these schools brought these students in. And so like we're sitting in the back drinking at 11 a.m. like degenerates with all these children running around. And this fucking foul ball comes and hits this poor little girl in the side of the face. And like everybody's checking on her and trying to make her laugh because the girl's losing her goddamn mind. And so they bring this girl up the stage and she's holding her face. Man, it got her like right beside the eye. Like I don't know how she didn't go out. And then so like they have her at the top of the stairs like right beside me. Like I could just reach my arm out and kind of tap her on the shoulder. This one bitch not paying attention walks through with this box and just whams her in the side of the box. And just takes her like all out.
The girl that's already been hit?
Yeah.
That can't be even scripted.
And then like
great.
her, the girl, I guess they had buddies, like you paired off. So her buddy had to leave the fucking baseball game to come with her. And she's super hot at her. God damn it, Janice. Just want to see a little baseball. You can't put your fucking hand up. Yeah, this girl is not even double digits old.
Shit.
Knocked the shit out of her. I felt so bad.
She'll remember that one for a while.
Yeah. Why don't you like baseball? Let me tell you. This bitch with a box knocked me out one time.
We try to take her on a first date in the baseball game. It's like, no.
Starts crying and shaking. Don't even know why. Man, it was awesome. Baseball's rad. That mom's going to see that lady sue the Red Sox and get her money now. Take that, Charlotte Knights.
Mm-hmm. We won't have that fabulous stadium anymore.
We're going back to Fort Mill, everybody.
Back to South Carolina. There are no rules. No rules.
Taking our Charlotte team to South Carolina again.
Any thoughts about this electrified fence match?
This guy could, like, the kid he was wrestling could do some shit. Like, he could move really well. Too bad he had to wrestle this fucking jag off.
Yeah, I know, right? And I guess, like, this Shane kid is, like, the son of Rick
Shane
Dresden?
33?
No, you'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think. Or what would be the half of that to be?
27?
27? Yeah, Shane 27.
Yeah.
And they got together with Shane-a-Fiend 27. But that's Rick Dresden, who has acted in some of Freddie's movies over the years.
Yeah, that's how that kid got here.
Yeah. He's like, don't worry, I'll put your son over real good. You know, like...
Hey, look, I'll do this movie. Well, my kid wants to get into wrestling. All right, I got you.
I guarantee that's had to be.
Oh, of course.
It has to be.
Yeah.
He learned a couple moves. He didn't have real gear.
No, you didn't have to in 2000.
No, clearly.
You didn't. That's how you got over, is you didn't have gear.
Gear was for losers.
Oh, get out of here. Losers that are willing to pay a booking fee.
Yeah.
You know? Like...
Nerds.
Freddie again hits the ref, goes to the pin again, because that's his move, you know? Knock out the one guy who can count the pin and make sure you go for the pin. So,
and no one ever, they never, like, it's supposed to be an electric fence. No one ever registers that the fence is electric.
no.
Like, obviously it can't be, so, like, you could at least convulse a bit.
Yeah. Not even the slightest.
Now, obviously, these guys never grabbed a bison.
No, they've never.
Bison pin's wire.
That should have been part of the training before the
guys,
match.
you should
It's
grab
like, all
this.
right, you got to know what it feels like so you can act it out.
What was it the match before this where they had the masked referee come in for the first time? Because he's in here twice. He comes out with the noose hanging around his neck, and he starts to count 1, 2, and then he stops and and then he does it again.
Yeah.
That was.
I think this was a match before
this one, right? Okay.
Yes.
He comes back later.
Which I feel like is Mondo Guerrero, because I think they're setting up. Like, I think if you were to go further in the story, it would be revealed that that's Mondo Guerrero, and it's all a setup that he came back as this guy, and
because he had to leave town.
Yeah, because he had to leave town,
Yeah.
and he was pretending to make fun of the mentally handicapped to throw you off the scent.
That's how you get over in 2000.
To throw you off the scent that it's actually Mondo Guerrero.
Even in 2000, huh? Like, I guess it was 18 years ago, but, man.
Yeah, this show was like legally allowed to buy cigarettes, so it can be this DVD release can be tried as an adult right now. So it's only fitting that it's on trial right now.
Yeah.
But anything else to say before we get into our main event?
Main event starring Freddie Valentine.
All right, match number 5 takes place on January 26th, 2001. Oh, actually, we got a couple more. Excuse me, we got more than that. We got 6 matches. We don't have 5. Okay. No, we definitely do because actually match number 6 is a flashback.
All right, it says back to Craze.
This is back to Craze. I can't believe I forgot this match. Maybe because it burned out of memory. Because it is a Texas rattlesnake match. Because I don't like snakes. And don't like is just a fancy word for afraid of.
Let alone ones could just be rattling the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
I remember watching that shit. I was like, yeah.
What a weird premise. Like, where do you got that from? I had this in one of my movies. I figured I rented the snake for the weekend. I had to do something with it.
I think there was a Memphis match that was similar to this.
Where they wrestled bears.
No, like there were snakes involved in the ring somehow. But fuck this. So basically you have to climb up a ladder to get a key to unlock a cage that has rattlesnakes in it to get the belt. To which I wrote down in my notes, fuck this.
Oh, shit.
Like, that is the one thing I would never do, would be to do the Jake the Snake Roberts thing where he DDTs you and he puts a snake on you.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line at everything. This is coming from a man that gladly put his dick on YouTube.
Yeah.
I will do
Staying
just
away
about
from snakes.
everything else. Just keep fucking snakes away from me.
No, where did this fear come from? Like, did you have an experience with the snake, or is it just like you don't fuck with snakes?
I just don't fuck with snakes. Even lizards too.
Yeah.
Like any type, like
skittish.
like salamanders, frogs.
Okay.
Yeah, like you just even like I don't know why. Like it's not anything where like my girlfriend is like afraid of cockroaches because a cockroach like jumped on her face as a child, so
Right.
she has a genuine fear of that.
Yeah.
But she don't give a fuck about spiders, flies,
Okay,
moths,
so it doesn't
anything.
cross over to other insects.
It doesn't cross over to other insects. For me, I don't know where.
Anything that might look slimy.
I don't know why. For some reason, I never developed the fear of. Now, if it's a bunch of shit ton of snakes, I don't like that shit. Like a snake pit. But like this one snake, I'm never like I'll be running and I'll just jump right over it like when I'm running and just keep going because in my mind I'm taller than it, so like I feel like I'm superior.
Okay.
So that's one way to look at
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that's way.
That's
But you
So
know,
that thing just.
yeah, until it like fucks me
Bites
up
you,
and then
tangle
bites me
a
and
bit.
then like I'm running and getting
I'm not running so much.
like, I'm not feeling well.
What do you call your boy?
For me, it's just like I can't even do that. Like if I see one, I have to walk in the opposite direction.
Really?
And I'm even skittish
Wow.
of if I see anything that's of a similar texture.
Yeah.
Shortly after I see that, I can't touch that.
Like
it's
boots?
oh yeah, it's like a crippling. Yeah,
like-
I'm taking my shoes off and just start running away.
Ah! My feet are alive!
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like I could never get snakeskin boots. 'cause
Snakeskin
it's just
boots.
like,
That's gross.
I don't know about I don't know about all that. So
So you've never seen Anaconda?
no interest.
One of my favorite movies of all
No,
time.
right? It's a scary movie.
I don't like snakes either, but
It's like Ice Cube's in that movie.
yeah, he lives.
Yeah, black guy lives.
Ice Cube's one of the best actors of all time. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Late Friday.
This is true. He
And
started
are we there yet?
and started a basketball league too.
Yep.
There you go.
Entrepreneur.
Directs films about the Oakland Raiders and everything else from Oakland.
Probably has a lot of respect for Freddie Valentine.
Probably does.
Renaissance.
Probably does. That's West Coast.
They
you know?
probably get together at like a some sort of dinner where they sit down and discuss things with other Renaissance men like Jesse the Body Ventura and just fellow Rhodes scholars like Bill Bradley and just shoot the shit.
They've definitely done hood rat shit together at some party. Like
Oh
they,
yeah.
Some crosshatch in California society where they're both at a party.
Wrestlers do multiple things when you think about it now.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock is doing his thing now and doing shit. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Doing his thing as in all the movies.
All the
Everyone.
Him and Kevin Hart just do all the fucking shit. I haven't seen none of them because I feel like I can predict the movie, but it's like Tyler Perry movies, but hey, it makes money, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
it's
popular.
no worries for you.
But what else can we say about this rattlesnake match?
What a really weird ending.
Yeah.
He just kind of fucks him off of that table, and then he like gets the key, and he's kind of
It's
scared.
like-
There's no like drama after that.
He
like,
was trying to use like a
stick.
stick at first to
get
try
him
to
out.
get it out, but then he just like was fuck it, like, and he just kind of like put his hands in. It's like kind of like when you're at like those buffet tables and you're trying to use the little thing, and then you're
Fuck it,
like,
I'm
fuck it, I'm
just
just
gonna
gonna grab it.
Use my hand
That's
for
exactly what he did,
Well,
but
like-
with a snake.
I wonder if they like maybe that rattle was after the fact. And
Oh,
then,
that was
like,
definitely put in post.
And
as
then
loud
like
as
so
that
then
is,
Yeah.
so then maybe they just kind of like juiced up this rattlesnake to just kind of be docile as fuck.
They
I
could
would
like
assume-
tranquilize it or
Yeah,
something.
because
Just
like
saying.
there's no way like you could just go out of your way like, oh, by the way, you might get bit, like you might get fucked up by this rattlesnake, because it's never like because they're fucking around it a lot and it's always just laying there. Like
Yeah.
it's never like arced up trying to fuck somebody up. It's just
because
taking a nap.
wouldn't it be arced up with all the noise?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
banging around.
yeah, it would be trying to.
They're
to
over.
hop.
They're over top of the
Over,
cage a
yeah.
couple of
That's-
times.
And also,
Lot of
especially maybe it
stimulation.
wasn't really a rattlesnake because it looked more like a constrictor or something to me,
Yeah.
like because it was just laying there and not really doing shit.
Yeah.
You need to look more into this snake. If you were there, 2000,
Yeah.
give us a holler.
But just even the fact that he stuck his hand in there
Yeah.
was like the most impressive thing that I've seen him do.
Yeah.
He won you back?
Went in there and...
He did, and he was really losing me because I felt like I was becoming a worse wrestler by watching this. Because like
there was one time where I was like, man, have I become worse?
Yeah.
Like, just in general, like, I'm just a worse wrestler because of this.
Just before he finished this match, I was thinking that same exact thought, especially when he knocked the guy down, the guy was sitting on his butt, and he would do the running, put his hand gently on the guy's forehead and push him down. Like, instead of just giving him a clothesline while he's seated, he's just like, no, I'll just gently push you down. Like,
rocking my baby.
Yeah. Like,
placing hands.
Because I was like, that's not a fucking wrestling move. That's just not. It's not.
Power Christ compels you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's one of those.
Or halfway down. Not all the way up. No, just halfway down.
Just
halfway down. Like, but yeah, like Legion Larry, did you let this slide?
Yeah, are you cool with this?
Yeah,
Tell you,
you
it's
cool
that
with
Legion
this?
Lenny.
Legion Larry.
Larry was like, if I ever got there, I'm going to fucking take this away.
Yeah. Yeah, Lenny was so cool with everything.
Yeah,
And
man, okay, do it, brother.
Super Dragon comes in and is like, oh man, we should have no problem with the guy running the building. This guy Lenny, he lets you have snakes in here and shit. Larry shows up, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
First
new
show.
regime. New regime.
Hey guys, Lenny died 20 minutes ago. Fuck out.
I don't want you here.
Yeah.
This is the last show. 18 years later. I miss you guys.
I wonder if there's a young Super Dragon in the crowd here.
I heard that there was a young Top Gun Talwar in one of the crowds in one of these matches. That's what one of the online reviews of this release said. Now I don't know if that is the case or not, but I definitely heard that. So it's possible that the founders of PWG were like, "I'm gonna go check out this building, and see what the show." is."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh yeah, we could definitely run here."
I wonder if we can get this guy kicked out of here.
Yeah.
What we'd have to do?
What we have to do?
Probably be pretty easy. And then they saw a Rattlesnake come out, like, never mind.
Which all of the dangerous things that are happening in this building leads back to a story about PWG that's not quite as publicized, especially about that building in Reseda, is that there was one day they had to call in a bomb squad to the American Legion Hall because they were going through some stuff in the attic and they found a bomb. But it had been there since like the 50s or 60s or however long there was. But it didn't go off, so it was like set to explode, and they just found it like decades later. So they had to call in a bomb squad. But like to think that there's a bomb upstairs, for some of the best professional wrestling matches of all time, that was just kind of up there and hadn't detonated.
Yeah.
But at any moment in time, you could have knocked out half the cast of True Blood, and you wouldn't even.
Like 00.00.01, and it just stops.
Or 007, like at the end of Goldfinger, Goldfinger, you know.
And then just Joey Ryan and somebody does something real fucking cool, and then click.
Could have been that. That would be even funnier, like the first time they did the Meltzer driver, and that's what explodes the building.
Yeah.
Young Bucks officially killed in Pit Wrestling.
Yeah.
This could have been life. That could have been history.
But yeah, so like danger is no stranger in Reseda. So make that
that on a shirt.
Put that on a shirt. Make that the last show.
Yeah.
Make that the last show in Reseda.
Super Dragon, you listening?
You listening? Probably not. Nobody is. Let's move right along to match number 6, which took place on March 24th, 2000. So we're going back in time. Obviously, we have Freddie Valentine in the match, tagging with the legendary Terry Funk, taking on Cincinnati Red and a late arriving Mondo Guerrero. So they were just coming out for a handicap match, and then I guess Mondo showed up.
Oh shit!
I don't know if he was supposed to.
But Mondo didn't really save the day like the guy that comes in late is supposed to.
Yeah.
No,
like when you're playing WCW Nitro, you hit select and your buddy's supposed to come out.
And this is a big hot moment.
Yeah.
Mondo just kind of came in like, oh shit, when did you get in here?
Yeah, I'm here now to take the pinfall.
Gotta keep Cincinnati Red looking strong.
You were mentioning earlier about stuff that the crowd is yelling. There is a classic line in the middle of this match where somebody yells out, "They call him Funk because he stinks."
That guy.
That's clever.
Yep.
I hope that guy was working on his Tight 5 at the comedy store, and I hope he got some
That's
time.
where he was going after this show.
Yes. I hope Mitzi was cognizant enough to actually give him some stage time after that. But yeah, Freddie's on the apron for most of the time, and like I said, I was wondering where Mondo was, and they finally rolled in. They tried to brawl in the parking lot.
Not work.
So, and according to the review said that you get to see a young Legion Larry, but I did not see that. So so that's why it could
He's
be
in the
like,
back, arms crossed, looking all pissed off.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Not the review that I read, because I did not see anybody that looked like Legion Larry. So that just leads us back to our theory of Legion Lenny running the joint. So,
twin brother.
Yeah, the exact twin brother. So, I don't give a fuck.
Terry Funk just walking around the crowd, just son of a bitch, come here. That's the best part of just him cussing everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I just Terry Funk just being like not giving a fuck.
Yeah, just throwing chairs.
Mm-hmm. It's just So it's just weird. And then Mondo coming in with, I guess, like a makeshift neck brace.
Well, that's what it was. Okay, I thought it was a neck brace, and I was like, is he just? What is that?
Well, I mean, like that's the thing too. Like when Snuka got pile driven on the concrete, I believe by, I think it was Don Morocco.
He just wrapped a towel around his neck, wasn't it?
Yeah, they dropped a T-shirt. I can't remember if it was Ray Stevens. I can't remember. We have pictures of it where they took basically a white T-shirt and they wrapped it around his neck and like to stabilize his neck and stuff like that. So.
Like you do, like
you're supposed to. So. And of course it's edited directly to Freddie throwing a fireball in Mondo's face. And then all of a sudden they just edit right to Terry's on the stage, fucking shit up.
Yeah. Throw chairs around a desperado.
And then finally Terry grabs Freddie's hand and they raise his arm. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what you paid for. Is for Terry Funk to raise your arm. So.
I pay that. I'll pay good money for that.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on this main event, Brian?
I don't really have. I think,
we just said it.
It's everything is surprising. It's like finding out a new world exists. When I looked at this entire thing, so it's like I have no real technical knowledge to give. Just I'm blown away of the subculture of the world, I guess.
Okay. So it's just like discovering the teachings and findings of Graham Hancock. There is a different world that belongs out there.
It really is, and it's but people look happy. You know what I mean? It seems like, you do that, you go home, and I don't know, you feel good about what you did. I don't know. It just seemed like something out of the typical norm 9 to 5 stuff, and I'm just like, man, that seems cool. I'm not into it.
As much as we shit on it, people were very entertained that day.
Yeah, right. That made someone's day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Freddie Valentine put a lot of hard work into this.
Yeah.
He put this out there.
And as much as we shit on him,
right?
He did a good thing.
He's an award-winning director.
Yeah, he's got a way cooler IMDb.
Fuck me. Yeah. Fuck me.
He's got a cooler page than I have.
I guarantee he loves his job every second of it. So who are we to criticize?
Hey, remember that time I was a wrestler? Man, I was fucking terrible, but goddamn, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, he would never admit he's terrible. I think that's the thing that offends me the most.
Okay.
That's what offends me.
He thinks he was great.
Yeah. Just say you were shitty, and I'll put you over just a little bit.
I don't know why those PWG guys never asked me to come.
Oh, yeah, he would definitely be that. I guarantee he should have.
He should have first show, he showed up with his gear.
Showed up for sure.
Which was just like his clothes and a Walmart bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, y'all need anybody, I'm here.
Anything else you got to say, Zane?
I was not aware this was going to be his best of, so it was 2 matches in before I was like, wait a minute. Is this the same guy? And then, here he comes again. Hold on now. Yeah, but I like that halfway through he gets new gear. Where he was just a jeans and tank top guy. Now he's like a leather daddy the last half. Mm-hmm. Appreciated that.
Yeah, definitely a sweet outfit.
There was some weird moments. I don't want anybody else to see this because I'm scared that that's where the turn will come for North Carolina wrestling. Is there'll just be snakes on every show.
Right. Oh yeah, I
don't want that.
Nobody booked me in that match ever. Never.
We're gonna have little fences wrapped around rings and everything.
Nope.
We're going back to it. But I do want to fight a bear. I want to wrestle a bear. Still trying to get that to happen. Okay. So if anybody's got any hooks on that.
Are they gonna put something in?
So basically, they get the bear real drunk and they put a muzzle on it.
Okay.
So you can't bite, but
but he can still swat at you.
Okay.
So you basically feel like you're getting hit with like a small tree.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
this is only gonna last like a minute and a half, too, maybe. I'm a poo at one point, but
and you can't really pin the bear because he's got rounded.
yeah,
That's true. Yeah, back.
Of course, if you're going around beating bears, then you're kind of a piece of shit anyway. Nobody will see you win against a bear.
Yeah, it's like beating up on Junkyard Dog in Mid-South. Like, you can't do that.
So the SPCA will come out and
Peter's gonna fucking sue somebody.
Yeah, whatever.
Anything else we have to say about this?
We did it.
Well,
we went on a journey.
Exactly.
That was a journey.
We saw some history. Saw a venue.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank you for this. Because like I said, like I never would have seen it if you hadn't brought it to my attention and thought that I would be a good person to see it and talk about on a podcast. Mm-hmm. And you said you were looking for someone that wasn't in the culture, and damn it, you found it. You know? I was like, yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now.
Now you were 2000s California wrestling woke.
Yeah. That shit might actually save my life one day.
That's
right.
right.
So many questions. I was like, wait a minute. I know this.
Frankie Valentine finds you in the parking lot, get ready to shoot you. Who the fuck I am? Yeah, you're Frankie Valentine. You were real over in ACW.
And then he's like, I'm Freddie, you're dead.
That's right. Jeff, you're Jeff.
You're Jeff Valentine. No. Well, if you guys are ever in a Texas rattlesnake match and you get the heebie-jeebies and you just kind of want to wash that off your hands, then maybe our sponsor, we do have a sponsor of this podcast,
cool.
Brian.
Nice. I don't have that shit, so
well, you might be interested in it.
Okay, we can slide him your way.
Maybe we can slide him your way because Evans Country Clean is the sponsor of this podcast, and it's a handmade soap company. You look confused.
Just sell me on it, please.
Let me sell you on it, Brian. Let me hit
right.
you some of the points right here. If you care about your skin, make sure you use Evans Country Clean. It's a soap that will help heal, restore, and hydrate your skin. It is made out of natural ingredients like olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, and shea butter. It's hypoallergenic, and it's great for people with sensitive skin. Do you have sensitive skin, Brian?
Yo, this is for black people, man. It's got shea butter, coconut oil. This is everything I already use. Like, damn.
Yeah, okay. See, Evans Country Clean, endorsed by the black community.
Yeah,
so it's not an ad read.
And this one says Black Orchard. Like
that's the one I took. That's what I did. I picked
Evans is for the kids.
It's for the black community, and if you want to support small business owners, make sure you log on to evanscountryclean.com.
I'm gonna have to check this shit out, man.
Well, and if you want to check it out, you can use our promo code, which is booked15.
Okay.
It gives you 15% off your purchase, and once again, it is booked15 at evanscountryclean.com. For more information, just check our show notes. All the information is there.
You're a goddamn professional, man.
I try to be, and I didn't even take
gotta be somewhere.
Listen, I didn't take my Alpha Brain today, so I was a little worried when I flubbed the intro. So the fact that we got through that ad read as smooth as possible before we land this bird. Brian, I know you have a podcast. You have a live microphone in front of you. If people enjoyed your conversation today, where can they hear more of you talking?
Yes. If you enjoyed my voice and you want to hear more of it, and my lovely girlfriend has an even nicer voice, every Wednesday we drop this podcast called Queen City Poly, where we talk about open relationships and polyamorous relationships. And we talk about it in a really fun, cool way, not the really academic way that they have out there about polyamory. Of course, I'm a comedian, so I make a lot of inappropriate jokes on it, but she cleans it up really nice. So you can find us on all the major social media, Instagram, Twitter, Queen City Poly. We're on Apple Podcasts right now. If you don't have that, then go directly to our website at queencitypoly.com. But yeah.
Basically, wherever podcasts are available, you were telling me before, it lands on a lot of platforms. There's a lot of apps that circulate from iTunes and get you to the places you need to go. And very soon you'll probably be on Stitcher.
Very soon we'll be on Stitcher and Spotify, so be on the lookout for that. And also follow me personally on Instagram at I am Brian O'Neill. That's where I have all my comedy and stuff that I'm doing. So, yeah.
Got any shows coming up?
I have no shows because I'm still in open mic hell, or I don't know if you call it hell, but
Purgatory,
basically.
You're in between.
Yeah, I'm in between that. You know,
I'm still there myself.
Yeah, you know,
it's been 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm
kind of the Morgan Freeman of the Charlotte comedy scene. You're like the Andy Dufresne. Yeah. I'm just saying, watch out, make sure you don't get your cheeks busted.
Yeah, I've been watching you at the open mic. It's like I'm gonna follow what this guy's doing because he gets in, he gets out, and like he doesn't bullshit. He does what he came here to do, and he gets out. So
I do the time doesn't do me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah.
When does this come out?
Tomorrow. Cool. Tomorrow. We would have had an extra day in there, but somebody's transmission,
Brother, that's called for a week. It's been kind of good on the gas money, but kind of shit getting around. Yeah. Unfortunately, I volunteered to go help my girlfriend go to fucking Tournament of Death this weekend. So if you're in New Jersey, in Berlin, New Jersey, I'll be there. I'll be very miserable. Mm-hmm. I'll also be a Creative Pro Wrestler tomorrow night in Rahway, New Jersey. Also there, also depressed. So yeah, come say hey. Okay. Or don't. Fuck you. And at the end of the month, I have Hubert, North Carolina, and then AML in Winston-Salem.
Okay. I, of course, if you're listening to this in a timely fashion, I will be at the Evening Muse Friday, June 8th. But you're probably not. But you're missing out on an awesome comedy show with Stuart Huff. So you're missing out on that. And then I don't have anything until June 24th. I'll be wrestling for PWX Wrestling. And then at the end of the month, I'll be at Cedric Alexander's wedding. So everybody just come to that.
Yeah.
So make sure you check
it
out.
You don't have an RSVP, but send them good wishes.
Exactly. And then also on July 1st, I will be competing in North Carolina's Funniest Person at Good Nights in Raleigh. That's going to be a fun time. I'm going to try my best there. Good Nights is a quality fucking comedy club in North Carolina in the Raleigh area. So make sure you check that out. That is July 1st. But we need to give some love to some people, and it's the same exact people.
No one gave a shit about your shirt.
Here's a little podcast tip. If you get people to do reviews, I do this thing where whoever has the newest review on iTunes or Stitcher, I say their name.
Okay,
cool. And also I've done this, instituted this new thing. Whoever writes a review, if you just direct message me on Twitter, I will send you a free How Did This Get Booked t-shirt.
Oh, look at that.
Out of my pocket right away. So make sure you get on those reviews because those reviews are very important.
Okay.
So that's why I'm very thankful to our Stitcher review from Rattlin. I appreciate them so much. They're right alongside OSW Review. Jake and Zane understand how to joke about a niche interest. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you, Rattlin, for being our most current Stitcher review and has been our most current one for quite some time. So if you want to knock off Rattlin and get a free t-shirt, now is your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Or if Stitcher's not that cool anymore and we should get out of it, let us know.
Let us know if you're like, nah, nobody listens to Stitcher no more, bro. Yeah. We're out of that.
Because they're supporting the NRA.
I just found out about Stitcher. Hopefully it's not...
So for everybody's
sake, late in the podcast game.
iTunes is a little bit more newer of a review. It is from You Will Believe Man Can Fly, and the review is entitled Delicious, Give Me More, because he's a big fan of the Day of the Warrior podcast that we did. It's a great review, and we are very happy that he knocked off Donut 1978. And Donut 1978 called me out and like, oh, now you're going to institute giving away a free t-shirt? And I just gave him a free t-shirt anyways.
There you go.
Because he was our newest review on iTunes for
fan appreciation
months. Almost a half a year.
So if you don't want to leave a review, but you do want a free t-shirt, just guilt us into it.
If you're one of the prior reviews, you have to at least write a review because these reviews are very important to the algorithm of iTunes and Stitcher.
Usually I just like tell my friends like, hey, motherfucker, leave a positive review and don't leave like a 1-star and like this shit sucks.
But it doesn't matter though, actually.
Oh really?
It just
needs reviews.
You just need reviews.
Oh, look at that.
Tell them to leave 5.
Yeah, it's like while you're at it, like god damn it.
5 just as easy as a 1. Let's go.
You can tell your friends whatever you want, but I have no friends, so that's why I'm bribing people with t-shirts.
Okay. Yeah, I have a pretty good social network of people, and
we get it. You got friends.
I'm popular. That's what I'm trying to say.
Kind of hot shit.
You're young.
So.
But guys, if we made any mistakes or corrections, or if you have any suggestions of what you'll be doing next, I mean, we're very, very open to it for sure, especially right now. You can tweet me at ManScoutManning or email me at jake@sslshow.com. Make sure you log on to howdidthisgetbooked.com actually to watch this specific show or any of the upcoming shows, because sometimes I just post a link on there, and that's the only way you can really see the show, because it was very hard to put this show actually on YouTube. It kicked me off, and I had to put a link up on our website at howdidthisgetbooked.com, so make sure you follow that for more information about upcoming shows, but also to make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, SoundCloud, and please, for God's sakes, leave a review so I can send you a t-shirt. This has been another edition of How Did This Get Booked?
Yeah.